told me that you and Bryan are not progressive candidates. And I said, did you tell them that? And she says, no. I said, well, you could tell them that because at the meeting. That was her ish. That was her thing. And I said, are you kidding me? And she went on to talk about Parada and how we didn't invite Don Parada and everything. I said, but you should let a candidate know that. And so we had a good argument. Because Pam, I think you're wrong. I happen to think Pam is wrong. You know? And I was talking to Sam about it. That's a good question. What is a progressive? What is a progressive?
Political science, I can tell you.
What is a progressive?
Progressive is what a liberal used to be. In the 1988 presidential race, George Bush's father, Sr., the assistant of Roger Ailes, who is today the president of Fox News, and Lee Atwater, who's never deceased, who worked in the White House, proceeded to make the word liberal a bad word by tying Michael Dukakis to racist advertising.
I remember that.
To a membership in the ACLU with association to a guy named Willie Horton. Remember him?
Yep.
That was a black man who was paroled to prison on a prison furlough program, who kidnapped and raped a white woman and murdered her husband. And he became the poster child for everything that was wrong with the rules. And liberal Democrats took that to the Republicans instead of charging with racism like they should have, and decided they would call themselves progressives instead. That's how this came about. As a liberal, I refuse to let the fucking Republicans, pardon my language, Michael, I'm sorry, label what I am or my beliefs, and that's why I choose not to use the word progressive. But my values are no different than theirs, and these people call themselves progressives without even knowing their own history, frankly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. That's what Pam, so go to the meeting. I'm going to get there. I'm interviewing these two gentlemen right now because Sam is like, this happens all the time, right? As far as being excluded.
Absolutely.
He says it happens all the time.
Absolutely. I usually have to find my own way in.
Yeah, and Pam's thing is, Pam says, you know, we don't have to invite everybody, we invite who you want to. I think it's crass myself.
Can you explain to me how Libby's a progressive and I'm not?
Because Pam says that there are people involved with Wellstone who are backing Libby. Now, I told Pam, I said, Pam, there are people involved with Wellstone who are backing Joe too. So explain that, you know? Doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
And again, it's the political leadership deciding who people get to choose from.
Yeah.
And deciding who people get to vote for.
Right. Yeah. Sam Washington was saying it's the political leadership deciding, you know. Yeah. Hey, Joe, I'm going to get back to Michael and Sam because I'm talking to interviewing.
Yeah, you do that. I'll see you there at 6.
You got it. Okay, see you. All right.
Okay. All right, bye-bye.
All right, see you. Okay, so there's the controversy, folks, and I just want to give everybody a picture of how politics is poorly handled in this city. So, gentlemen, we were under the impression that the Wellstone Democratic Club was not going to allow either one of you to present for this endorsement reading, which is being held right here at Humanist Hall. So what happened now? Things have changed, right?
Yeah, I think Joe and I guess, reached out to each other and decided that we were going to come down as a united front and say that if we're Democrats and inclusive, as we say we are, you should let all the candidates be able to speak, especially the ones that objectively especially the ones that objectively are leading, and Joe can speak for himself. But I think we've been very inclusive and had debates where there's 12 people and you have to wait your turn, and we've done that because that's the democratic process in terms of letting everybody say what they're going to say, and that's what the Wellstone website says, so I'm glad that they had a change of heart.
Joe?
I don't have a lot to add to that. We've certainly sat through 5, 6, or 7 debates now with close to 20 people on the stage, and been candidates who raised money, have professionals been out knocking on the doors of people for a year now, and we're quite happy to share that stage with others. And so it frankly disturbed me that a Democratic club like Wellstone that calls itself progressive would be about excluding people. That's how it appeared, and also not transparent about the criteria for participating in the endorsement process. And I expressed some of that to people when I came. And,
what's a progressive?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? What does it mean to be progressive is, I think, an open discussion. I'm a liberal, but it's not because I don't embrace being a progressive. It's because I think liberals progressives were liberals until 1988 when George Bush's father's campaigned with Lee Atwater and Roger Ailes, who is today the president of Fox News. In 1988, they made the word liberal a bad word. Democrats started calling themselves progressives instead. I choose intentionally not to call myself a progressive only because I don't want the Republican Party to define what it means to be a liberal.
Yeah. And
it's not because I have different policy positions.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on Joe there. I think any idea that there's a litmus test on who's progressive or who's not, and how far you're willing to go and not, I'll tell you, as somebody that was raised by a single mom and grew up watching her struggle to put stuff on the table, had her going through the civil rights movement so I could have a better education. So to tell me that the fight for poverty and equality, which I am about and this campaign's about, is somehow not valid, or you're going to put a litmus test to it, and at that, by not talking to me or even hearing any of my views. So again, I'm glad that we got the opportunity to come here, and I'm glad that the club decided to include both of us.
Yeah, the important thing is that they changed their minds. But I hope for other endorsement processes that we're mindful about this, because the moment you start to get exclusionary in something like this, then you're inviting other candidates not to cooperate. In a ranked choice election, it's always better when we're all nice to each other, and it's not a good idea to exclude people, especially people who are working really hard to be part of the process.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.